Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am so glad that you're joining us today, and I'm super excited to dive in to session 3, the faith goals. And so I just wanted to go over some products that I'm going to be using on today's video, and then I will speed you guys up. So I'm planning on using the stickers from the kit, obviously the devotional content where we're getting our verse, which is Matthew 17:20, if you want to follow along with us. And I'm going to be using the Illustrated Faith date stamp, which you can see I have done a ton of work with. And I'm also going to be using the beautiful stamps from the kit. And I'm going to be using the Illustrated Faith watercolors to hopefully try and make this purpley color. We're going to do some mixing and matching and see what we can do. And I'm also going to include a tip-in over my work today just to get some extra journaling space. And this tip-in is found inside of the kit. So I'm going to put you guys on fast forward. I hope you guys enjoy the process. So today's inspiration for the faith goals were definitely these balloons, and I just thought they were super abstract and super cute and something that I definitely wanted to get in the pages of my Bible. And so I was kind of contemplating if I was trying to go for the pink and peach route or if I was going to use that faith sticker off to the left that's purple. And so I ultimately decide to go the purple route just because I wanted to stretch myself, and very rarely do I use purple inside of my Bible. And so you can see I'm just taking the devotional card and I decide to trace the general shape of the balloon just so I can get the color inside exactly where I want it, because I am going to be using that tip-in on the page as well. And so I just want to make sure that everything aligns and that I have good placement for everything that I'm using. The Illustrated Faith watercolors are my favorite. It doesn't come with a specific purple, but I am blending the hot pink color along with the brighter blue to try and get that purple hue that matches that faith color. And so I just kind of play around with it for a little bit, and I ultimately get the color that I want. And so I just kind of smush it on there. I'm not necessarily worried about staying in the lines because I do want that abstract look, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I was in that general area so that it all aligned. I am using my heat tool just to kind of dry the watercolor as best as I can. I wanted to let it air dry as much as possible, but ultimately I do hit it with my heat gun just so I can work a little bit faster. You can get a heat tool anywhere from Michaels to Hobby Lobby, and they also have them on Amazon. This one is from Michaels, and I love it. And you can also even use a hair dryer if you're just using it for drying. If you want to do embossing in your Bible, then that's when you'll definitely need a heat tool, just because a blow dryer doesn't get as hot as you need it to for embossing. And now you see that I'm working with this tip-in that came inside of the hashtag goals kit, and I decide to flip it so it will flip to the right. And I just use this colored washi tape. I got it from a big color pack at Michaels, and I'm just using that same color purple just so I can kind of incorporate it a little bit better. And then when I add this sticker, it kind of all comes together. But you can see the Illustrated Faith watercolor there. When I flipped it, there was a little bit of bleed through, a little bit of shadowing, but ultimately it was not too bad for watercolors. And my camera did cut out there, but all that you missed was me just sticking down this purple faith sticker that was inside of the kit. And I just lined it up behind the tip-in just to make sure that it was definitely going to be a little hidden treasure underneath that tip-in. And I'm using the goal stamp just so my title will read Faith Goals. And so with the tip-in, it will say it's a journey of faith, and then underneath it, it will have the title of Faith Goals, and I just love how that turned out. And now I'm just using the little bits from the kit, the little stickers that are the geometric shapes, which are super cute, and I'm just using that fleshy pink color ones, and I think it just added a little bit of sparkle to the page. And now you are going to see me just trace a few more balloons, and I'm just kind of doing the same process. I am going to attempt to get a different color shade of purple for every balloon, so you will see me mix the colors a little bit different. And there's even one part where I'm thinking maybe I'll have some peach and pink balloons, and then I hate the way that it looks, and so then I do add some purple on top of it. But while I'm working on that, I just thought I would talk about the heart of the message for this week's devotional. And I am going to read from Matthew 17:20. And this is the verse that the kit prompted you to use for this session. And so it says, "So Jesus said to them, 'Because of your humble unbelief, for assuredly I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you.'" I enjoy this verse. I think it's really, really powerful, and I think that it's something that I'm really, really working on. Those people that know me know that I do tend to worry about silly things and about important things, and I'm just working on trying to have faith in God's plan, and knowing that if I just put my trust in Him and I follow Him, that then nothing is impossible, and those things that I'm worried about really aren't something that should consume my mind. And so this verse just really kind of spoke to me with that. And so that is what I'm going to put on my journaling card. I'm actually going to put on the front of the journaling card the two questions that it asks you in the devotional, which were, what areas of your life need faith refresh, and how has God led you on a faith journey in the past? And so you're gonna see me in a couple minutes write those questions on the front of my tip-in, and then on the back and underneath is where I'm going to answer those questions. And so I just kind of put that I just need to trust Him in all aspects of my life. Like I said, I worry about silly things, I worry about important things, and really worrying at the end of the day doesn't do much, but having faith in the Lord can help you move mountains. There's that wonderful balloon that I thought would be a great idea to make that peach color and to try and incorporate that a little bit more. And I just did not like the way that it blended. And so to kind of help it blend a little bit better, I added a little bit of the peachy color to the other purple balloons to kind of tone them down. And then I added like a really deep purple to that balloon down at the bottom. And so ultimately, I like how it turned out. I liked the colors that I used, and that I was able to fix that kind of visual mistake that I wasn't too happy with. I love the way that I taped in this tip-in. This was my first time doing a tip-in of this way, and I love that when you do it to the very edge of your page, you can actually flip it all the way over, and you can have it flip to the complete back side of your page, and so it is a lot easier to write on. And you'll see that in just a moment, that I'm able to completely flip the page and flip the tip in because I made it hinge to the edge of the page. Usually when I do it, I will hinge it to the top of the page, and so then when the tip in is actually open, like it is now, then I'm stuck having to write off to the edge of a page, which can be a little difficult at times. One of my favorite things about the Illustrated Faith devotionals is the questions that they prompt us to answer, and it just makes the journaling part of it a little bit easier. And obviously my favorite thing to do while I'm creating is meditate on those questions and try and figure out what God is laying on my heart and what I need to work through, and the different questions that I need to ask myself to grow as a Christian and as a human, and just really as a daughter of Christ, and just making sure that I'm following Him and that I'm doing as He wishes for me. And I just like to make sure that my art and my journaling reflect that. I just cut some of that out so you didn't have to watch me write the entire thing. I just basically wrote down what I have already talked with you guys about, just about my worries and how I want to make sure that I'm giving them to God. One thing that I wrote that really stood out to me, that I'm sure a lot of you have heard before, is that God is rarely early. He's never late, but he's always on time. And so I know with him, then on his timing, everything is going to get done and there's nothing to worry about. Just to make the balloons stand out a little bit more, I'm now taking the 0.65 Illustrated Faith pen and I am tracing the outlines on the balloons, and just to make them a little bit more defined and make that look a little bit more abstract. And then I'm taking everybody's favorite stamp that comes with the kit, and I'm using those geometric shapes just kind of all around my page, and I'm making sure that I'm just kind of staying in that visual triangle, doing a little bit on the bottom, a little bit off to the right, and then on the top I'm doing a good little cluster. I'm going to end the page just by adding a little bit of art marks with that peach color pen just to kind of tie everything together, as well as put my date stamp and underline the verse Matthew 17 verse 20. And I'm going to end it by putting that beautiful purple and white checkered clip that I got from a Creative Retreat kit. I'm going to place that on the top of my page after I do some paint splatters just to kind of bring in all of the colors together. That's gonna do it for today. I hope that you guys are enjoying this kit. If you haven't ordered it yet, it is not too late. This kit could really be used all year round and it's fantastic. I will have a link in my description below, so if it is something that looks interesting to you, go ahead and snag it and pick it up. Please put your prayer requests down below, leave back any feedback, and follow me on Instagram at Ro Writes and leave me some love there. And until next time, guys, I hope you have a great day and a wonderful weekend.